When you speak to academics about which aspect of their work life they find very challenging and difficult, emotionally and otherwise, many possibly weren't even trained to do it. They won't tell you that it's teaching and course preparation and delivery that most lecturers find quite enjoyable. Academics won't even tell you that it's research and writing up articles, which can be difficult and time-consuming, or even administration, which is tedious. Literature suggests that few people are adequately trained and prepared for postgraduate supervision. So in this presentation, we're going to be talking a little bit about the ideas we have for making sure that people are adequately prepared to supervise. So it's very challenging, having no framework, no guidelines, no policies, anything that I could work from. For me, the big challenge is I didn't know what my role was. Am I only supposed to be here to provide a sounding board, to guide, to reflect, etc.?
I found what was really difficult, there wasn't support, and no one was asking me, what am I needing? You're too scared to talk about that you haven't got the capacity because it's assumed you.
Within departments and institutions is really about churning the machine. It's about getting students in and out. It's really all about how to churn out as many students as possible to increase research funding, to increase, the university profile. And I see very little in terms of policy guiding or in training of that aspect of supervision. It's in isolation. It's just this tremendous competitiveness, etc. I think that also needs to be addressed.
Model of protecting this is mine. We can't work like that anymore. We actually need is a space where we can discuss this amongst different disciplines.
Like those spaces of working collaboratively are so rare in higher education, in my experience, and I think we need these spaces to almost co-mentor each other and to have a space to be able to speak about those successes that we're having, those cases. A space without students there. I think I'm really needing a space where I'm just working with other supervisors.
Let's come together and bring a case. Bring the cases of our students. Let's take something and explore that together and try and unpack that. But it is really to say the focus is on not on quantity but quality. Go deep, explore. And that's what meant with slow.
Yeah.
Move towards more focus on quality, and at the same time allowing for creativity and openness in the discussion about supervision. Because as long as we are too rigid and fixed into current processes, there's no space for maneuvering within them.
Totally. It could be a space where we could speak about supervision within the context of the higher education institutions we are in and some of the pressures and issues that impact and influence it. And maybe that could in itself be a generative space where we find answers to how we take agency as an academic community to address some of the supervisory issues at different levels, whether it's faculty or university or inter-university levels, and write about our practice. I think it's almost that scholarship of supervision could be generated through our engagement in such a community. One of the manifesto things that I would underpin, as well as quality, would be issues around care. And it would be having time to pay attention to ourselves and our caring needs in the supervisory role, because it's often extremely taxing, and we don't really have those spaces to speak about what we're needing. Attentiveness to each other, that attentiveness to our own needs and our attentiveness to our work, would be really important in a manifesto.
You need to create a space, whether it is an online community, where people can tap in. They can come in and we can share articles, we can share problems that we're having. It doesn't necessarily have to be this set date where we meet. We do that when we can.
The living community.
Yes.
This would be like, of people you know and that you relate to, and other people can join and add into that conversation.
Trust and care, because that is what we want to be as a community.
Yeah.
And not to have pressure, because then it goes against everything that we want to do with slow supervision.
And I think the challenge is moving it from a small community of like-minded, supervisors, to challenging the status quo, of generating a critical mass of, and I think there is where, as academics, we know about that this kind of approach is a challenge to the existing system, which doesn't work. Yeah.